Joining us here in the bottom of the third, Justin Verlander. First, JV, congrats. I know it had to be a thrilling time for you last night. You certainly gave us a thrill. And the one thing I always wonder about these possible no-hitters, how do you challenge or channel your emotions as you get later and later in the game? It looked like you did a fabulous job at that.
Yeah, it's tough. My second one in Toronto, I was able to kind of keep my emotions in check, being able to recall what it was like the first one. So it was kind of a similar feeling last night. Just don't think about it too much. Kind of use your emotions to your advantage and, use the adrenaline.
Hey, JV, it's Gibby. When do you realize that you got something special going, just the way you feel?
Well, I knew I felt good right from the get-go. Obviously that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to throw a no-hitter, but, felt good right from the start. And, as the game progresses, you get a feel for things. And really for me, about the fourth or fifth inning, you start thinking about it. And then, I kind of keyed the seventh inning with Trout and Pujols coming up, thinking if I got through that, I'd have a good shot at it. So that was a big inning for me. And then, Ionetta just, you got to tip your cap, put a good swing on it.
Yeah. I see you in the clubhouse preparing for the game in a couple days before that, and you noticed your previous start, you threw way less fastballs. Last night, way more. You threw way more changeups your previous start and way less. So how do you develop that plan? Does it just develop as the game goes on? Yeah,
it just kind of develops as the game goes on. Obviously, you come up with a game plan pre-game, and you kind of go based on how you feel throughout the game as well. Obviously, you talked about changeups. That actually, me and McCann were just talking about it. One of the biggest pitches last night was a changeup I threw Ibar, but I hadn't thrown it to him all game. And picked it in a big spot and was able to get a double play out of it.
Hey, JV, one of the big spots of the game for me was that eighth inning. You walked Murphy on 4 straight pitches. Then you fell behind Ibar. How were you able to kind of just gather yourself and get through? That double play certainly helped.
Yeah, the double play was big. You just got to tell yourself to calm down. Obviously, that's one of those moments where the adrenaline's kind of getting to you. And, I came out there in the 8th, and the crowd was awesome, and I'm pumped up, and was just kind of letting it fly a little bit, and lost the zone, but was able to rein it back in.
So you're really cognizant of the crowd. I mean, they built about 5th, 6th inning, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a pretty special feeling, honestly, especially coming off the mound there in the 7th, 8th, the way the crowd was reacting. I've put in a lot of hard work, and these fans, they've been behind my back the whole time, and it was really it was a really special feeling to be out there and have the crowd support me the way they were.
So, Matt Shoemaker, he's from Trenton here, the Angels pitcher. He's got his whole family here. Now, last night, did you have any of your family here? Anybody special in the stands that you?
No, my family wasn't here. My brother, my mom and dad, they were all at home. My brother actually sent me a video. He was watching at a friend's house, and his friend, unbeknownst to him, took a video of him, and he's kind of biting his nails and praying, and it was pretty funny. I had a buddy here, and Kate was here, so I had a couple people here in the stands.
Well, we're going to show a graphic right now of one-hitters, and of course JV now with a complete game one-hitter 4 times. Anibal Sanchez, your teammate, has done it 5 times. And, yes, I know there's a lot of disappointment. And I'm sure once you saw that ball kick up some paint down the left field line, there was a lot of disappointment that set in. Yet, you still had 3 outs to get. Yet, you still had to get your team to a victory. So, all in all, there is disappointment. But it's a pretty good outing last night.
Yeah, really talking about it afterwards with Mac, obviously it's a little bit disappointment, not being able to finish it off, but it's one of the better games I've pitched. Really only one hard hit ball before Ionetta. That was the ground ball that Trout hit to Iglesias in early goings of the game. Other than that, I was able to locate my stuff and get weak contact for the most part of the game.
Iglesias, the batter here, with 1 out against Shoemaker. We're chatting with Justin Verlander following his one-hitter last night, near no-hitter. And you bring up a good point, JV. I want to talk to you about James McCann, because a lot of times in these no-hitters, the catchers go unnoticed, but you guys seem to be working pretty well last night.
Yeah, I think we've more and more become to get on the same page. It's just a feel thing. He knows what I like to throw. I know what sequences he wants to put down, and for the most part last night we were on the same page the whole time. Even the changeup to Ibar, he threw that down, and I was on the same page with him. Even though we hadn't thrown it all game.
Okay, you got to settle this one for us all together. The superstition of, is anybody supposed to sit by are we supposed to say he's got a no-hitter?
Well, I heard that it's just like a banner up on the screen saying no-hitter. Somebody was telling me it's like a banner, no-hitter through 6 1/3, no-hitter through 6 2/3. So I don't know if that superstition's kind of gone by the wayside with all the social media and everything now.
Yeah, well, as we look at some of the highlights of your outing last night and your dominant performance, believe me, I should let you read some of the tweets after the ball game last night about jinxes and no jinxes.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them on my feed. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Well, the one thing we wanted to talk to you about, JB, is your fastball, because it seemed like as the game went on, it got harder and harder. Was that the adrenaline kicking in, or was that by design?
Well, it's kind of by design and a bit of adrenaline. It's something I've done my whole career, and was able to execute it last night, and also the adrenaline started to build, and you kind of feed off that as well.
Yeah, really explosive at the top of the zone. It seemed like you used it up top early in the game.
Yeah, that was kind of a point of emphasis, executing my fastball at the top of the zone to a bunch of those guys, and was able to locate it pretty well.
Well, Justin, overall now, obviously your season has really turned around, and many people were starting to think, well, where is JV? I know he had the 2 months off, he had the injury, but now I think people are starting to realize that you just can't come back from an injury right away and just make things happen. It does take a little bit of time, and there is a process.
Yeah, definitely. Something that I've had to learn. It was pretty tough on me. Coming out of spring training is the best I've felt in a couple years, and I was really excited to get going, and then obviously the injury occurred, and it's pretty hard to come back when you're not in midseason form, and these guys are. I've never had to do that before, and it's not easy.
Anthony Ghost looks at a ball low, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, JB, I hope that your arm responds good to last night, and you have another good one in your next turn.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, Gibby.
All right, JB, take care, buddy. We'll talk to you.
All right, guys.
All righty, Justin Verlander, who authored a 1-hitter last night. The Tigers beating the Angels